This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. All right, so Big Meech has a GoFundMe launched by 50 Cent to help pay his bills. He's living in QC's house, QCP's house in Miami area. $30K a month, okay? Help Big Screech pay his $30K a month Airbnb. Now, I'm going to tell you something. 21 Savage reacted earlier, and I'm pretty sure this was aimed towards Big Meech. 21 Savage hates rats. And I'm not saying, I can't really say that Big Meech is a rat, right? But it does not look good that his assistant possibly, well, his assistant was a confidential informant, right? And that he was sending his guy, Cuffy, Suarez, the guy he met in jail, to Tammy to hook him up with each other so they can do business deals. Now, it also doesn't look good. Nobody's even thinking about this, that this was uncovered in court when Tammy was a CI, right? So this was uncovered in court that Tammy was linking Cuffy and Suarez. And what do you think? She was doing that on her own? She just, Suarez tapped in with her to check on Meech, and then Cuffy tapped in with her to work on Meech's movie, and they happen to be like, you guys want to meet each other and do some work? No. And Tammy wasn't, there was no money benefit from her doing that except from the feds, right? It was sent by Big Meech. Just read between the lines. Big Meech was telling Cuffy to holler at Tammy and Suarez to holler at Tammy so they could make it happen. So he's the link. That is conspiracy, okay? And you would get additional time. Big Meech would not be home right now. So you can't call him a rat, but you got to say there's something funny going on here that Tammy needs to explain in that documentary. Now, 21 Savage says, if you did something dishonorable, just stand on it. Stop pretending like you're death before dishonor when you're not. I thought this was about Rollo at first, but the way when he used dishonorable, death before dishonor was the whole BMF thing. And Big Meech had it tattooed on himself. So it's like 21 Savage pulled out of that concert for sure. Once he saw he looked over everything, heard the Cuffy interviews and everything. 21 Savage was like, I ain't going to this concert. And then Little Baby also pulled out because Little Baby doesn't mess with people that have funny paperwork, right? Or funny anything, even rumors that something's off. Rick Ross doesn't care because he was a CEO, right? So Rick Ross doesn't care at all. Sexy Red, if the check is there, she's coming. Obviously, she didn't show up because they didn't have the second half of the money. Moneybag Yo probably was going to... All these people showed up and there was no show. A lot of money was lost on this thing. I'm going to tell you, though, man, Boosie is extremely weird and a groupie. And I told you guys yesterday, and you guys all doubted me. 50 Cent's not going to... Why are you trying to start something? I just know how 50 is. I've been around him a little bit before, and you can just see how he is. He is 50 Cent. If you're straight up with him and you honor the contract and you work hard, he's going to support you. And he's going to have your back. And he's generous. But you're going to work for your money. If you betray him, or if you're lazy and want handouts, he has no respect for you. If you talk bad about him and encourage someone else to go against him, you're his enemy. It's very point blank and simple. Or just don't mention anything. If you don't want to be involved in it, don't be involved in it. Boosie was asked, but Boosie is, he's not a rapper anymore. He is a interview whatever. He does interviews, and he's people's mouthpiece to talk. They ask his opinion about stuff. You know what's funny? Me and Shorty Low started this in 2015. I started doing this with him. And me and him would have conversations about stuff. Barbershop talk. So Boosie's doing that with Vlad. He gets paid. And he encouraged Little Meech to diss 50 Cent. Right? So I was like, oh, okay. 50 Cent's definitely going to respond to this. And he did. He says, I did more for Meech than anyone. It was a respectful response. I'll be honest. He says, I did more for Mimi than anyone in his life, Boosie. That's why he responded like that. Because he responded, the way Little Meech responded to 50 Cent calling his father a rat was, come on, bro, why are you doing this? Why are you involving me in this? Why are you canceling BMF? There was, I would have given you the shirt off my back, blah, 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 blah. F Rick Ross. My dad needed money. So that's why there's a GoFundMe for Big Meech, because he has no money. Little Meech has no money. Little Meech was counting on the next season. There is not, you know what? I was thinking there might be a next season. I'll tell you why in another video why there's definitely not going to be a next season now. Some other stuff happened. And it's super disrespectful. And I'm going to tell you something. Little Boosie is a liar, okay? He said the Fed shut down the show. Don't you think that would have been told? Why would the Fed shut down a show that Big Meech isn't even going to be at? Why? Please tell me that. Boosie's a liar. He's a Big Meech groupie, and he's covering for him. Boosie would do anything for Big Meech. In fact, he should go drop off $50,000 or $100,000 for Big Meech if he wants to be such a groupie, because Big Meech needs it right now. Remember when T.I. had paperwork and all this other stuff? Boosie just looks the other way. Remember when, it wasn't paperwork, but T.I. was admitting, like, yeah, I put a gun charge on my dead friend. Boosie will, like, stand on certain, like, remember Birdman's brother came out, Terrence, and he had gotten out earlier because he put a bunch of, he told on some people that were dead. He said, that's snitching. But T.I., it's okay, right? He picks and chooses where he wants to pick, the streets. I stand by the streets and my word, and da-da-da-da-da. Boosie doesn't even know who he is. But Boosie just is all over the place, man. You'll be surprised. Boosie ain't have nobody to snitch on when he went to jail, okay? He hasn't truly been tested, ever, okay? What was he going to snitch on? He was the target the whole time, okay? You can't snitch on anybody if you're the target. It's not like he was, they were making him guilty of, like, murders and stuff. This wasn't in like, he wasn't like a drug supplier where you could tell on the connect, So, anyways, Boosie got punished by 50 Cent today. These two goofies, these are goofies now. Because Big Meech just is disloyal to me. No honor. And Rick Ross is just... He's funny. I like Rick Ross is doing what he should do, honestly. He's getting at 50 Cent. But in turn, he ruined Big Meech and Little Meech's future. So in a way, he's very selfish. He knew linking up with them would get 50 Cent mad. And 50 Cent, maybe he didn't know that 50 Cent owns their life rights, right? Or Big Meech's life rights. But you can't do nothing with them. You can't help Big Meech at all. You can't help him at all. And it makes sense that Rick Ross is hanging out with he doesn't care. He's police, He's police. I like Rick Ross's music a lot, but he's police. And to be repping like you're from the hood and this and that. Yeah, you could have grown up in the hood, but he's police, man. I don't care what you say. Oh, he was supplying people as a CEO. He was crooked. So what? When a CEO goes to jail, they're not open welcome. They're not like their people don't welcome them. You know that, right? When a CEO like breaks the law and goes to jail, it's not like, oh yeah, he's one of us now. It doesn't work like that. I'm sorry. Anyways, I'll check you guys in the next video very shortly. It's Jordan Tower with JT News. Peace.